Hi, everyone. It's Michelle, and I really want to address this common theme that I notice in a lot of male female long term relationships. And it really sucks. Like the result is no good for anyone. Basically, the woman is unhappy, believes that she's expressing that to the man in an effective way, but somehow the message doesn't completely get across until it's too late, until the switch has flipped in her heart and she is done. She's done trying. And once that switch has flipped, there's no return. So, how do we stop this? Gentlemen, whatever your ladies are bringing to you, take it as if it were urgent. Don't take it as criticism or anything like, or nagging or anything like that. Like, really sit with it, ask some questions to get to the bottom of it, to see what she needs, to see what she's looking for. Even if it is a criticism, see what's underneath that. What does she really need? If she's speaking to you contemptuously, you don't have to accept her speech that way, but underneath the contempt is a hidden need. So, asking questions, finding out a little bit more information, because you don't want her to get to the point of no return, I imagine. And ladies, dear women, I'm going to say something you may not want to hear. We believe we are communicating clearly and effectively our level of need, but we have been culturally conditioned to soft foot things. We have been culturally conditioned to rein in a little bit so that we don't hurt the other. We have also been culturally conditioned to accept criticism as a form of communication when something is out of alignment with us and what we need. But that criticism undoes the communication that you really need to put out there. It undermines what you're trying to say. So be super clear. I feel this way about this, and I need this, because your needs are valid, and he may or may not be able to fulfill them, right? Taking a step back and looking at the relationship and looking at your partner, and what are you accepting about the person, and what are you accepting about their behavior? Because there's a difference, right? You have to accept your person. You don't have to accept negative behavior. Got it? But he needs to feel loved and accepted. If, I've heard some men say, the bar keeps raising. Like, I do this, I meet this guideline that she sets, and then the goalposts, right, keeps moving. And so what do you really need? Do you really need him to be what your mind says you absolutely need in a relationship? Or do you need him to show up fully and authentically with you? Do you need him to love and support you? Does he really need to do these other things? Or does he need to be true and in resonance, heart resonance with you? What's the most important thing? And speak with some urgency, ladies. Men, hear with urgency, even if urgency isn't there. Really ask questions and find out more information. Again, once she in her heart says, I'm done, I have yet to see a reversal. And I'd like to, frankly, I'd like to, because there's still hope. Because once she says, I'm done, the guy's like, oh shit, let me do all the things. And it's too late. So do it before it's too late. Really, if she's talking about going to a counselor or a coach or a minister or getting some kind of outside help, 100% do that immediately. Immediately. Don't even hesitate. If she wants to take a class or read a book, do it immediately. And women, be reasonable. And I say that not in a judgy kind of way, because like I've been there, but really sit with and hone in. And if you need to talk to someone to get to the bottom of what do you really, really need from him? What do you really, really need on a soul and body and emotional level, not in your head, not that checklist, right? What do you really, really need to feel satisfied in your relationship? Do you really need him to do X, Y, and Z? Or do you really need to feel like supported? Do you really need to feel accepted for who you are? What does that look like? What does your, I guess, dream relationship look like? But again, not the mental checklist, on a soul and emotional level. What does your heart crave? What does your heart crave with that man that you fell in love with? And men, what does your heart crave with that woman? Remember the first time you met. Remember your first date. And if you're married or living together, remember the first time that happened, what that was like, being with that person. Remember all those fine, lovely, mushy moments together. And what can we do to experience a lot more of those in the future? Because I promise you, whatever you've experienced together, you can overcome if you really want to, and if you're both willing to put in the work. So I wish you all the best. And you have to do ultimately what's best for you. There are some relationships that you just can't work through. And so no guilt there. I'm not going to guilt you because I know that feels guilty enough to walk away from a relationship. I've done that. But just know that even if you think it's beyond the point of no return, it might not be. So see what you can do, because there's enough separation in the world. And if you need some relational tools, there's a ton of resources out there. You don't have to turn to me, but you can. And if you don't want to work with me, that's okay. I can send you to someone else or refer you to like a good book or a class or something. There's a ton of resources. We just weren't given them. We weren't taught them. We weren't modeled them necessarily. But I know that if my clients could return to their relationship and have it be stronger after a really horrible event that just sucked the life out of their relationship, AKA a wake-up call, right? And feel closer than they ever have, then I know that you can too, if you put in the effort, if it's right for you. Only you can decide that.